What's up, everybody? What's going on? You guys excited? I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. We got a bunch of people with no cameras on, but it's all good. I got some heat today. I got some heat for you, Dustin, Shanna, Jasmine, Crystal, I see you. I love that. Paul, good to see you, brother.
Going on, man?
Dude, having the best day ever. Let's keep letting some people in here.
It's not snowing there, probably. Yeah.
Say again?
I said probably because it's not snowing there. I'm getting dumped with snow up here. So
I heard that. Yeah, snow's no fun, especially when you live in the desert for a long time. Ethan, good to see you, brother.
What
You're gonna
up, dog?
you're gonna enjoy this today.
Dude,
Good stuff coming. So, for those of you that's not driving, this is the training that I highly would take notes or make sure that you go back and watch the recording of this because this is really good stuff. They give me the deal of doing the painting pictures training, and that was dangerous because you boy knows a little thing or two when it comes to painting pictures. So, what I want you guys to title papers today is painting pictures, the skill that makes prospects see, feel, and buy. This is the good stuff. This is really good. And I'll do some Q&A at the end of this call to help you guys with whatever that you got going on. So whatever, if you have questions, write them down and I'll make sure that we'll answer them before we get off this call. So first things first, ladies and gentlemen, I want to ask you all a question. Number one, who all is in sales? Who all does some type of sales in here? Okay, everybody. Okay, most people. I think everybody but one. This is good. I want to ask you a question, and I want you to be brutally honest with me, okay? And with yourself. How many of you have ever lost a deal where the prospect said, I need to think about it, I got to talk to my spouse, or I'm just not sure? How many of you guys? Anybody? Okay. Everybody? Jasmine? I love it. Good. Well, hey, it happens. It's just the truth. It's just the facts. Every single person has had that happen to them. But I want you to really think about like why? Why did they say that? It's always boils down to one thing is if you're selling coaching or some type of like I guess you could say mentorship or something like that. Even if you're selling a freaking car, if they don't see it and they don't feel it, they can't experience it, they can't live it. Like they need to be able to live it in their brain before you even ask them to buy it. So he, here's the actual truth to becoming absolutely unstoppable when it comes to sales. And this is what separates the unstoppable salespeople from the average salespeople, which is most people in the world right now. The facts does not sell. Okay. You can talk about the product as much as you want. The facts don't sell. Pictures sell. And I'm talking about like painting a picture to where they could feel that what you just offered them, what you just offered them solves their solution. An average salesperson is explaining features and benefits. The top salespeople, they're painting pictures and they're creating experience in the customer's brain. I'm going to give you guys, I'll role play with you guys here in just a little bit. And I'll let you understand. I'm going to tell you a story. I watched one of our guys lose a $25,000 deal. He had everything. We watched the call. It was a great report. He did a strong recovery, great presentation. He explained all the modules, went into high detail, the calls, the support, all the stuff that it comes with it. He handled the objections good. But at the end of the call, the prospect still said that they need to think about it. 2 days later, we had a different guy get on the same call with that person. Same offer, same price, same everything. But do you know what he did differently? Guess what? He painted a picture. It went something like, Tom, hey, Tom, I want you to imagine something. let's say, it's 6 months from now, you wake up on a Tuesday morning and instead of like checking your phone and in panic mode, wondering where the next deal's coming from, you're looking at a calendar that's fully booked for 2 weeks out. Your wife walks in the door, says, babe, we should finally book that trip. We should finally go to the place where we want to go. And for the first time in 3 years, you don't hesitate. You say that you say yes to her because the business is running, the money is flowing, everything that you've worked so hard for is finally coming into fruition. You're not stressed anymore. And that's what we're here building. Does it sound like that's the life you want to live, Tom? I just painted the picture for you. I casted the vision. Let's let Aaron in here. I painted the picture of what happened on the other side of the decision. So going back to that deal, it was the same offer, just a different approach. One was more transactional, standard, and the other one painted a picture and casted a vision. With that being said, this is what I need you to understand. If the prospect can't see it, if they can see it, right? Like they can see it in their mind, they can buy it. Logic makes people think, but pictures and painting stories, that's what makes them move. People are not just buying products. They're buying a future that they don't currently have right now. One that they want. Certainty is not built up in all the facts and how great your offer is and all the things that it comes with. It's built with the feelings and the emotions tied, helping the person get to where they want to go. If you have a prospect, Dustin, and if you can make them feel what it's like before they even spend the money, before they even own it, before they do it, that right there, they'll pay anything to keep that feeling because you made them feel special. You casted a vision and shown them that there was more juice to squeeze out of their life, out of whatever they got going on, out of whatever product that you're selling. And today I've got some things that's laid out for the framework on helping you guys learn this skill that the top closers in the entire world has. So that way, when you're talking to these prospects, you can get them to emotionally like experience what it's like on the other side of the decision before they do business with you. This is the skill. If you guys watch Andy, if you ever watched Andy close, he's so good at painting the picture and casting the vision. That's what makes the best closers in the world. Let's let Matthew in here. This is what painting pictures is all about. And by the end of this training, you're going to know exactly what you need to do in the frameworks you need to hit on every single call. So what in the heck, let's describe what painting pictures really is. Let's define it clearly so that way there's no confusion on here. Let's make sure that everybody knows. Ethan, I want you to know. Paul, I want you to know. Shanna, I want you to know. I want you guys to know. Painting pictures equals using descriptive, emotional language that makes the prospect mentally experience and take ownership of the result before they do it. You ever met those people that could tell a story and you feel like you're right there in the story, like going over everything with them? Like they could just tell you something and you feel like you're right there. Like I'm just like, I'm so captivated because they could tell a story so well. That's what this is. It's not explaining. It's not pitching. It's not just listening. It's creating a scene inside of their brain where they are living the outcome that they want. And your solution is the key for them to get that. So here's how all this works. So everybody's emotions, it drives their decisions. Would you guys agree? Just people's emotions drive their decisions. Yes, absolutely. We all should know that. It's just like if you've done sales for any time, that's just it. People don't buy based on logic. I don't care who logical brained, I'm super logical brained, but people don't buy based off logic. They buy based on how something makes them feel. And then they justify it with logic later. That's just how that works. So visualizing, like going over it in your mind, like visualizing builds certainty. And when someone can see themselves winning and they believe it's possible, that belief that they have creates action. The elite reps, elite sales pros, they create these, you can call them scenes. They create scenes. It's like they're a damn movie director. You're not a salesperson anymore. You're a movie director, and you're literally putting them in the movie where they're the hero, and your product is the vehicle that gets them to where they want to go. An average salesperson. An average salesperson would say something like this. Yeah, the coaching program, 12 modules, weekly group calls, has a private community with all this stuff. So that way you can learn the systems and the processes. That's good. But here's what the pros would say. Like, picture this, Dustin. It's 90 days from now. You just closed the biggest client you've ever had. You walk into your house, your kids run up to you, you pick them up. And for the first time in months, you're not distracted. You're not stressed out. You're not worried. You're present with your family. The business is fine. You got money in the bank. And that's what this program builds. I could tell you about all the stuff inside of it, but at the end of the day, this is what's going to happen. If you could run the play and be coachable. Can you guys see that difference? Are you starting to understand, like seeing, like, it's not just telling them what your product offers. One of our biggest offers here is 120 grand. And I've never, not one time, went down word for word and told them everything that's inside of the program. I tell them about the transformation of what's going to happen to them once they get inside. That's what's important. I know all the systems and stuff works, but I'm not going to sell them that. I'm going to sell them the dream, because that's what we're going to get once we follow all the unsexy shit. I know the path gets there, but I'm not going to sell the path. I'm going to sell what it looks like once we get there. That's the beauty. Elite salespeople create future experiences. They literally paint pictures in people's brains, and it's not like asking them, just imagine this. No, like, you're making them feel it, like for real. They could see that you're sincere. They could tell you're not faking it. When people can see it in their mind, they can have it in their hand. I want to share why this is extremely powerful. I'm gonna share this with you. When you paint pictures effectively, there's 5 things that I have right here that can happen. The first one is it reduces resistance. So let's just say, when somebody's living in the future, they're not thinking about objections. They're not worried about the price. They're not thinking about this or that. They're experiencing that outcome. And the resistance is gone at that point. Number 2, it builds emotional ownership. The moment that the person could feel themselves owning it, using it, stepping into it, living it, dude, they've already bought it mentally in their brain. Now it's just time to set up the deal. Is that it? Number 3, it moves them into a future state. Most people, you got to think, has any of you guys have all been to the Lions Den before, right? Have you been out here, most of you guys? No, Shannon hadn't? Okay, Dustin, okay. Check this out. When I say it moves them into a future state, most people that you're going to run into in the world, they're like just normal, average people. They're not like striving for extraordinary in their life, because that's just kind of the people that they're around. It's not like they're just striving to be the best in all areas and do all these good things. They're still good people. But when you come around people like that's inside of our company, we're all batshit crazy, right? We're all crazy about, obviously God, fitness, sales, helping people. Like, we're nuts. That's right. Crystal is us. We are Crystal. So when I say it moves them into a future state, most people are stuck in their reality, like the current life with the news brainwashing all the bad shit. We're brainwashing all the good shit. I mean, I'm not just saying. Your job is to put them into the future where their problem is solved and their dream is actually a reality. Number 4, it creates urgency. When they feel what their life could look like staying in the same situation, that's painful. When they can see what it looks like on the other side of the decision they're fixing to make now, that creates urgency. That's the people that figures out how to come up with the money if they don't have it. That's the people that will bend over backwards and do anything they can to make it happen because they believe so much. They believe that you believe that this product or service will help them get to where they want to go. It will help them accomplish what they want to accomplish. And number 5, it strengthens certainty. Doubt and time kills deals. But when someone can see it and they can feel it and they can believe it's possible and they can see themselves in the future, they can see themselves as the future version of themselves, the person that has the paid off house, the person that has the brand new car on the driveway, the person that's wife is looking up and admired them because they're getting in shape. I want you guys to write this down. If they can emotionally live in the future, they'll pay in the present. If they can emotionally live in the future, they will pay in the present. That's the game. Seriously. You're not selling a product, you're selling a feeling, you're selling a vision, you're selling a version of themselves that they've been dreaming about and they haven't been able to obtain it yet. And when you could make that vision so vivid that they could freaking smell it, they're not worried about the price. They want the vision, and they believe in you can help them get there. Now it's your job to deliver on your promises. That's also called becoming a pro. I've noticed that like I train a lot of people. Our company trains a lot of people, from salespeople to business owners. And like the top salespeople in every industry, they're not arguing about like the cost of something. They're not just defending value. They don't need to, because their prospects already feels that their offer or solution solves their problem. They've already painted the picture. Your job is just to be the bridge between where they're at versus where they want to go. And painting the picture is how you build the bridge. So I told you guys I had a formula. Okay. I've got a formula here. I'm going to go over the framework here in just a second. This is it's step by step on what you're going to use on every call, every pitch, every deal that you're on. So you guys can go back, take notes on this, write it down, type it out right now. It don't matter. So the formula is step 1 is identify their desire. Before you can paint a picture, you need to know what they want. What is a problem that they have that your offer solves? What is it I'll give you guys some examples here in a minute. What do they desire that you could help them get? Think about it. Whatever you sell right now. When you're on a call with somebody, you're at the intro, you're at the discovery. What is it that they desire that you could help them with? Like truthfully, like you have to be a pro to be able to get that out. That's the first thing you need to do is identify the desire. Are they chasing freedom? Are they want more time with their family? They want more money. They want confidence. They want physical fitness. They want to look in the mirror and be proud of themselves. They want respect. They want status. What is it? Figure that out. Your offers are all different. You find that in the discovery before you go anywhere else. Like you need to figure that out. Ask questions, ask great questions, get great answers. Listen to them. Take notes on the call. Make sure you're squeezing every single thing. Here's some examples. Let's just say, Aaron, if everything went perfect for you in the next 90 days, like what does your life look like when that happens? Like what happens? Let's say if everything went perfect, the next 90 days, everything went your way, the business is booming, sales is booming. Like, what does your life look like when all that happens and you're living that day to day? Oh man, well, just the relief or the stress, oh, it would be good. No, but like what changes? Remember this. If you ask a question that don't give you the answer that you want, ask another question. If I said all that and he's like, well, man, it'd just be good. Okay, good as in like what's good to you? Oh man, good, like the family's taken care of, got money in the bank, just good. Okay, but dude, like that's surface level stuff, dude. We don't when we train people, when we do business, we don't do surface level, we go deep. What does it mean when in the next 90 days you had everything you could ever want and imagine and all of your stuff is checked off the box and you're crushing it? What does your life look like then? Like what happens? Well, honestly, I'd get rid of that stress that I've had for so long. I've been carrying it for a long time. The debt would be paid off that's been bothering me. I could actually take my family on vacation for once. That's going deep. That's figuring out what they desire. Step 2, set the scene. Now you transition into painting the picture. You need a bridge. Remember, we talked about the bridge earlier. The bridge phase is that signals that you're about to take them somewhere. So you could transition into like, Tom, imagine this. Picture this for a second. Let me paint this picture for you. Close your eyes for a second. Like seriously, I know we're on the call right now. Like seriously, just close your eyes for a second and imagine this. You could set it up and transition into any way, but figure out what would be the best way, depending on what product or service that you sell. I sell coaching. I sold cars. I sold solar. That's all I've ever sold. I'm giving you an idea and a framework in whatever industry that you're in. Figure out how to make it work. Plug it together. See what works best. See what does, see what doesn't work. But there's always going to be something that you could find to help you in whatever industry that you're in whatever training that you're doing. I've bought a bunch of training. I was what do they call those people? The people that just buy all the courses, they just buy everything. But I would actually do them. So there's some people out there that just they're I guess you call it course whores, whatever. They'll just buy all the stuff, but they never like do the work. I'm like, why would you buy it and not do it? And even on the worst training that I've bought, I've always learned something. Because with me, I'm the ROI. That's the mindset. I'm the ROI. I will get my money's worth. I don't care if it was $1 or $50,000, because that's the most I've ever did one time. I don't care. I'll find it. Did we go over step 3 yet? Where are we at? Are we on okay, we're on step 3. We're on step 3 now. I went over 2. Okay, cool. So step 3 is to add the detail. This is where most people fail. They fail because their words don't land. They're vague. They don't go deep enough. You have to make more money. You'll make more money. You'll be better. That's not a picture. That's just like a headline. That's just a title. John, you'll make more money. John, you'll feel better. It's not a picture. It's just a statement, something you say. You need detail. I'm talking like specifics. Like here's an example. I've got 3 right here. Environment. Where are they? What do they see? What is their environment and what do they see for themselves? Results. What's different? What's changed? Reaction from others. What does their spouse say? What does their kids say about that? What does their team say once they do this with a company? Describing lifestyle changes. Like what happens? What can they? What could they? What can they do now that they couldn't do before? Here, I'll give you an example. A week, a week way would be like, let's just say, let's paint this picture for like having freedom, right? Say that there's a busy entrepreneur and he's a slave to his business, literally, and he can't get out of it. And he's working more time on the business. I mean, in the business instead of on it. A week away would be like, dude, do this right now, man. You'll have the freedom that you need to do whatever that you want. Or listen, let me paint this picture for you. It's a Wednesday afternoon. You're sitting on your back porch with a coffee in your hand. Your phone goes off. It's a notification. Bam. Another deal just hit the bank account. You didn't have to lift up a finger because of the systems that you built. All the things that come together finally. Then your wife walks out and says, hey, babe, you want to go grab lunch? And you get to say yes because you can. That's freedom. That's what this offer that we just went over with you, that's what it solves. Can you guys see the difference? Can you see it's just painting the picture. And I don't know about you guys, but when I first started riding a bicycle, I couldn't ride one without training wheels. Maybe Kay could. She looks super athletic. I don't know. I couldn't. And I got pissed when my grandma took the training wheels off. I busted my butt over and over and over. I say that because when you guys start to learn a new skill and start to try things different, you're probably not going to be the best at it right out of the gate. Some of you will, some of you won't. I was one of the people that wasn't. I had to learn shit and write it down over and over and over and over and over. Just how my brain works. That's just how I was built. So if you go and you use these, don't get upset or angry with yourself because it didn't land right. Remember, repetition is the mother of skill. Never forget that. Repetition is the mother of skill. So if that is the truth, and when you say this, it doesn't land properly, what should you do? Probably do it more and more and more until you can get it done, get it down, till you know it. Because if you can know something, you can sit up here and run your mouth and speak and talk about all kinds of shit. Just the truth. Step 4, make it personal. Don't talk about people. Don't talk about clients. Talk about them. Make them feel special. Hold the spotlight and guide them where to go, but keep them in the spotlight. Use their name. Talk about when their goals, always bring up their goals, the things that they want to accomplish. Reference their family or whatever situation that they're in. Bring up the topic. Let them know that you're listening, but also be painting the picture so they can see the vision. Imagine this. Let's go. Imagine this, Aaron. Imagine you waking up in the morning. It's a Saturday. You don't go into work. You're not stressed out about making the deals happen. You check your bank account. There's money deposited in there. You get to go to the park with your kids for the first time in 3 years since you started. This is what's called build. This is called building your business the right way, because the business is supposed to give you a freedom, not enslave you to make you go even harder. I'm just making shit up. I'm just making stuff up. Now, step 5, anchor emotion. This is when you lock it in. This is when you make them feel it. So, John, hypothetically, once we go through this and you can see all the things change in terms of the health that you have, the cash is in the bank account, the man that you become, and you're truly proud of yourself, how does it feel once you achieve that and you become that man? What is that? How does that feel? Let them answer. Let them sit into it. This is what I like to do. This is going into sales. If you guys seen our sales process, you'd be like, oh, shit. This is like on the roller coaster, right? You're painting the picture, you're doing all that stuff. How does it feel when you get there? Oh man, it feels amazing, dude. I'd be doing this, and that. I said, okay. How does it feel knowing that you're not there, but you're capable of so much more? How does it feel knowing that the decisions that you've made the last 3 years have put you into this position? Oh, it sucks. Oh, Jesse, I wouldn't let that happen again. Well, I'm not saying that you wouldn't, right? But obviously, you're not doing it at the level you want to. Am I right? Right. So, what happens if you don't change and you keep doing the same things that you've done the last 3 years? How does that feel? It sucks, don't it? Exactly. So, let me ask you this. This is this is literally when I talked about the roller coaster. This is taking them on the roller coaster, showing them what their life is like, everything's perfect, and then bringing them right back down. Well, what happens if you don't get there? Because that's the truth. What happens if they don't get there? Well, they're going to be pissed off. Some of them are going to be like, no, I'm not going to let that happen. But this is when you hold your ground and like you've already painted the picture. So you're letting them sit in that emotion. This is when you transition. This is when the sell happens. Number 6, the transition to them making a decision. Now you're moving from the vision to the action of what's about to happen. This is also called reframes. Have you guys ever heard of reframes? Okay, so this is also like a reframe. So let me see, Matt, like if this is the future you want, Matt, what is the decision you need to make right here, right now on this call to put you and your family in the best situation possible to get X, Y, and Z? John, your dream life is one decision away. What does the future version of John do right here, right now? Like the version of you that has the house, the paid off cars, the relationship with your kids, the guy that's where you want to be, your future self. What does he do right here, right now to put him and his family in the best situation possible to be that guy in the next 2 years? What does he do? Does he take the bet on himself and join the program? Or does he say, not right now, I'll do it later. I'll push it off. What does the 2.0 version of yourself do? Think about that. Painting that picture, framing it as to himself, and then asking what his future self would do if he was in this situation, knowing what the outcome would be. Dangerous. Dangerous. I'll do a little role play with you guys real quick. Let's do coaching. I know that Aaron's coaching, doing some coaching, and Ethan, you're in that deal too. So I want to do some. Let's just talk about coaching sell. Let's just say let's go K. Okay, let me paint a picture for you. I have a fitness coaching program. This will do fitness clients. Okay, let me paint a picture for you. It's 90 days from now. You just wrapped up your best month ever. You're sitting at the dinner with your husband, and he looks at you and he says, "Babe, I'm so proud of you. Like you did it. Like you actually accomplished what you said you was going to do. And for the first time in years, you're not stressed about money anymore. You're not wondering if the business thing is going to work. You know it's working. You're sleeping better. You're less stressed. You're present with the kids. You're not on your phone at the kitchen table. You're finally the version of yourself that you've been trying to become for years. That is what this program builds. Would you be opposed to making that dream become a reality for you today?
Not at all. Sounds amazing.
Car sales. I don't know if there's any car sales people in here. Car sales. Mike, imagine this. It's Saturday morning. You walk out on your driveway, got your coffee in your hand, and there it is. Bam. Your big, beautiful, brand new red GMC truck. You open the door. New car smell. Hits you as soon as you open it. You're on fire. You crank up the engine. You hear the V8 purr. Your son comes out and said, "Dad, let's go take it for a ride." Then you load him up. You're cruising down the highway on the back road, windows down, blaring country music. And you think to yourself, dude, I earned this. This is what it feels when you earn something. That's what we're talking about here today, Mike. Is that the feeling you want when you open your door in the morning and walk out and see this beautiful truck in your driveway? Just painting pictures, telling stories. That's it. So I got a few more things that I want to talk to you guys about, and then we can go into like more specific helping you guys with whatever the heck you sell. We can get creative, okay? We can figure some stuff out. So, um, I wanna talk about this last thing to wrap all this up before we get into Q&A. I want you guys to like really understand the difference between an average salesperson asking questions and then a professional. The professional is always going to be painting pictures and telling stories. Average salespeople, they're just spitting features and benefits. And it's like that in every industry. I've been working with Andy for like 4 years inside of the company. I've been rolling with him since I was 18. That's like 8 years. That's crazy. But the difference is one is information and the other is transformation. That's the difference between pros and amateurs when it comes to painting, vision, and selling. One explains, the other one casts visions. Your job is to transport them to seeing and feeling and stepping into what their future looks like, whether they're buying a product or buying a service. So, have you guys gotten some value in what we talked about so far? I've got some other crucial stuff too. This is super crucial. There's a mistake that a lot of people make, and I almost forgot about this. Some common mistakes that people make is they talk too fast. Imagine this. You guys know, like fighting, MMA, boxing. Their punches don't land. They don't connect every single time, right? But when they do connect and you hit them perfectly, that's called a landed punch. Your words are the same way. You want to make sure that your words are landing. A lot of people get really excited, especially if they're energetic. I was the introverted type. I bet you guys wouldn't have known that, would you? Huh. Yeah, very introverted. Still am. I hate big rooms, but I don't care. I've mastered them. Skills, repetition, years, development, growth, no partying, no drinking, no chasing hoes. Just being a good little boy. Talk about fast. Don't talk too fast. Slow down. You rush through the picture when you're talking too fast, and if you rush through it, there's no impact. Your punches don't land. So slow that side down, let them absorb it, and let your punches, let them sting them, let them hit them. Pause a second. Let it sink in. And there's another mistake is it's being vague. Like the problem, hey, you'll have more freedom, you'll make more money. No. The fix is use their names, use their numbers, locations, paint pictures, and tell stories. Don't be vague. That's what everybody else if they've ever been on another sales call, they've got a bunch of vague answers. Don't be vague. And another thing is don't over explain. Okay. There's a person that I know, and I was watching some of their sales calls, and they're going over too much details of what's in the program, what's going to happen. What do you do this? You do this here. It's too confusing. And I'm like, the reason why you're not selling is shit. You've been explaining your offer for 20 minutes. That's a lot of stuff. Explain the outcome that they're going to get for 5 minutes, 7 minutes. Explain that. And if they have questions about it, you can answer them. But you're over explaining everything. Don't do that. Paint the picture, anchor it, stop, let it sink in, make sure your punches land. And it never lands anything you say if you don't use emotion. What I mean by emotion is like people can hear your voice. Like you guys can hear me. I'm calmed down. We're going super chill. But you also can know when we have to raise the energy in the room, and it's just called emotion. But it's hard to sell without emotion. It's like a bland piece of bread. It's like the end piece of the bread. Everybody touches it, but nobody wants it, right? You got to use emotion. Another big mistake is people do not use emotion. Emotion is like a language. It's like another way of connecting with a person besides just talking to them. It's how you sound. Like, and when you have that emotion, you'll feel proud. You'll have belief. You'll feel free. Like, emotion is super important in a world where there's so many emotionless people, because that's how we've been programmed. Turn on the news. I never had a TV, thank God, because we was poor. But I'm sure if we did, I probably was on there watching stuff that probably wasn't even good for me. You got to use emotion. And it's never good. Let's say you go back through this call and you write down all the word tracks or whatever that I said, and like you're reading it word for word. Like, people could tell, like, if you're reading something word for word. So do not sound robotic. Don't sound fake. Don't sound scripted. Make it real. Like, make it you. I've used scripts when I've done sales calls, but I've always screwed up. Like, let's say if I'm trying to read the words, John, yes. So what I would like to do today would be to go over with you on some of the things. No, you can't do it. It doesn't work. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. If you want to learn it, write this down until you can memorize it and make your family think you're crazy because you're walking around talking to yourself, hitting yourself with objections and role playing. You want to master it? That's what you do. How I mastered all of Andy's objections is writing them down, looking in the mirror, saying 3 words and forgetting what the heck to say, looking at it again, reading it out loud, looking at the mirror, doing it again until I could get it flawlessly. And you tattoo it on your brain. So let's bring all this home. Let's get into Q&A. Here's what we talked about. Review. Let's do a little recap of everything that we did. Facts don't sell. Pictures, painting picture sells. Okay. Logic makes people think. Pictures make them move. Now you guys have the formula. Do you have it? Identity, set the scene, all that stuff. That's good stuff. You've seen me run my mouth. You've seen me talk, coming up with shit on the fly. I want to know what industry you guys are in and how we could correlate this to what you do. So Shanna, could you come off mute and tell me exactly what you do? Because I think you said you were in sales, but help me understand just a little bit better, and maybe I can answer whatever questions you have and help this land more.
All right. Hey man, first it's Shauna. I
Shauna.
know it spelled funny. Yeah.
Easy.
So
Shauna.
yes. So I'm a coach as well.
Oh,
One
love that.
of my biggest struggles, and I want to talk to Andy about this as well. I really want to help people, and I have a hard time charging. Like, I just want to make a difference. So I have a lot of background in sales, customer service, that kind of thing. I can sell other people's shit like crazy. But when it comes to selling myself, man, I'm falling short. So my question is, how can I what are my best steps to selling myself?
I'm going to change your entire life right here. And however much money or whatever you spent to be in one of these programs, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, Jesse, this was worth every single penny of it. Knowledge minus leashes equals performance. You have a bunch of knowledge when it comes to selling. You already said it. You said you could sell anything to anybody, but you have a leash where it's not allowing you to charge and sell your stuff. It's a leash that's something, I don't know how or when or why it's in there, but you have a leash in your brain that's holding you back from being able to sell your products. So the questions that you need to ask yourself is, what is it that you sell? Answer that for me. What do you sell? What is your coaching offer?
So I'm just kind of getting started. And so my target audience is Christian women 30 to 55. It's like fit, joyful, holy. I want people to be in better, I mean, the typical things, just that's why Andy speaks to me. I want to be in better shape myself. I want to help other people get in better shape. I want the transformation of being joyful instead of discouraged, and to be growing closer to God in knowledge. I've had somebody tell me that I helped them to be closer to God. And I'm like, well, that's the best compliment I could
Good
ever
feeling.
receive. I want to do this. So what is my offer? I work through people who go through really difficult things. I don't have the perfect words, but I have the
So
heart
what
that
is
people
your offer? Do you have an offer that's $500, $99, $10,000?
Oh, I had this written down. So I want to do, I want to do the course for $299. I have an offer of group coaching. It's 1 hour a
Mhm.
week and then 10-minute check-in on Mondays. It's I think it's 24.99.
That's what I
So
needed to know.
okay.
Now let me ask you this. The 299 product and the other one, do you believe if
Mm,
somebody invested their money in that, they would change?
yes, absolutely.
So what's the leash that's making it hard for you to sell your stuff if you know it's going to help people? Because
Oh,
if people don't pay for something, they're not going to pay attention to it. Because in a world where dopamine is everywhere and they can scroll and click and get anything, if somebody doesn't pay for something, it's going to be hard for them to pay attention, whether it's 299 or 10,000 or 100,000. So let's find that disconnect. What's that disconnect? What's that leash that's making it hard for you to sell your products to people?
it would be a combination of lacking confidence and my target audience, Christians, like how do I charge Christian to be a mentor, to be a
You
coach?
don't
How
want
do
to
I
offend anybody.
I'm less concerned about offending people. Try me.
Then
So
what about Christians that makes you feel like you don't like selling to them? Like you don't
no,
want to like,
it's not Christians, it's biblical, as in like, what is given freely to you that we're to pass on. It doesn't say charge them extra.
Mhm.
Jesus like flip tables when people are charging more than it was. I want to make sure, forget everybody else on earth. I have to answer to the Lord, and I want to make sure that what I'm doing is good. So that's my leash.
Business is a good idea because business is a God idea. It's in the
Okay.
Bible. I haven't studied a lot of it, but what I have studied is
Yeah, you will.
I was blown away by how much business is is in the Bible. And I'm actually learning how to memorize all that stuff because those verses I'm just like, oh my gosh, like I always thought like making money was kind of like bad, for me, like money's root all evil. You won't get to heaven without the eye of a camel through a needle. But then there's like two things that talks bad about money, but there's 20,000 things that talk good about it. So this is what I would tell you. If you're lacking the confidence, you probably haven't done a lot of deals yet and you haven't sold a lot of your products, I'm assuming. But once you cut the once you cut the ribbon, it's like somebody when they first sell a car, they cut their tie. They say other things too. I'm not going to say that. But once that happens and you see it like it's possible and like you did it, the more that you do it, it's just going to become second nature and natural. What I would challenge you to do is that leash that's in your brain where you're like, like in the Bible, it says not to sell for your service and to do all this, whatever it does. But look for the best, look for the best interests in the person that you're communicating to. You hear Andy said all the time, a lead is a life. So I want you to look every time that you get an opportunity to have a conversation with them, if you really believe that your offer or service could help them, offer it to them. And then paint a vision of what happens once they learn the stuff that you teach them. That's the beautiful thing about coaching. All the stuff that I just talked about today, you could slam dunk it with it, because it's just painting the future of like what happens when somebody makes the decision to go all in and learn from you. And if yours is great, you should have nothing to worry about. You should be thinking it's crazy for people not to be doing your coaching. And that's the mentality and stuff that you have to have. But these are small little leashes that you're going to break through and crush through. And it's just a matter of time before you actually go and do it. And you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I remember when I did this. I remember when I was like that. So I hope that helps.
And well, it does. And you're right. Easier for a camel to pass through an eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get into heaven.
Yep.
Absolutely. I don't have the love of money. I have the love of people. So I'm okay with that. And I've even gotten to the point where the more money I have, the more I can put money to things that are important to
That's
me, the more
facts.
I can tithe, the more I can help somebody who's like a single mom at church.
Yep.
I've gotten to that. I still struggle with the charging piece. So I will try this on for size, see if that can cut the
Well,
leash.
if you don't, I hope you have a bunch of money in the bank.
No, not anymore.
Then you better not try. You better make it work.
Yeah,
You're going to make it work. You're going to make it work.
I got no choice. This has to work. So
There you go. Back against the wall. Underdog mentality. Now it's just time to go do it. And then when you get on sales calls and if you don't make the offer, here's a pro tip. The fastest way to get better at sales is watch your own sales calls. That's the fastest way. Andy has some of the best training in the world, in my opinion, and I've went through all of it. I've never grown faster than watching myself speak, whether it's a recorded call or a Zoom. The fastest way any single person that hears this will grow is watching their game film. That's what professional athletes do, fighters, football players, baseball players. They watch their performance and then they get better and critique themselves on what they will do better next time.
Okay.
So give that a shot.
awesome. Thanks, Jesse.
Let's go. You're welcome. Anybody else got a question? Who we got? I know we got somebody in here.
I'm just about to head out to my first jujitsu class.
Oh boy, you gonna go choke some necks.
Yeah, I'm gonna go choke some necks, or probably gonna get my neck choked and then watch the game film back. And
Definitely
they're
gonna
gonna-
get destroyed. It's okay. I've been doing it for 2 years and I still get waxed. But it's
But I
all
guess,
good. You gotta learn somehow.
what's a really good picture painting that I could do if I'm selling someone like health insurance?
That's a great question. Why in the hell should they buy it? Number one. I'm asking you.
Well, they should buy because everything that they've ever worked for, everything that they've ever loved is in peril and suffers and can just be flushed away. They could write a check right now for what it would cost to keep their standard of life. I guarantee it'd be worth more than the premium I'm about to put down.
Oh, so now you know what you got to do there. You got to get them to reveal that pain. You got to get them because they know that like you could paint that picture, but you need to reveal the pain because there's 1,005,000 bazillion health and life insurance people blowing phones and doors up. But the authority and the man that you've been becoming over this last year and a half, you've been rolling with us. That guy that just spoke, that's a new guy. I never heard that guy before. I'm impressed, bro.
Hey, Jesse.
Good job. So when it comes to the beginning, finding out that discovery, like finding out some information where you can go deep later and paint that and just do what you just did. Enjoy jujitsu, my friend.
Thanks, brother.
I have one for you, Jesse.
Talk to
Hi.
me, Kay.
Yeah, this has been amazing, really good. At the top of my list is actually storytelling and painting pictures because I work in SaaS. So I work for a US company selling technology to hospitality businesses, and it's quite a robust product. So it's a CRM, it's marketing, it's reservations, it's operations. So there's a lot. Our demos can go
Mm-hmm.
for an hour or even more. So sometimes you do get stuck in talking about the tech a lot. So
You're
this,
definitely going to get in logic with that.
yeah,
It's hard to get
it's
around it.
yeah, like the benefit, like showing the benefits is quite easy because it's a revenue generating tool and a guest retention tool. So it's very easy to position. It's not just replacing one booking system with another. Most of the booking systems out there just take bookings, whereas it's called Seven Rooms. They focus on retaining guests, increasing spend per head, and driving ROI through email automations. So a lot of automations are happening. So but yeah, it can be a little bit, that's why this is like kind of woke me up a bit to go, okay, like we go through our deck. I have like a 12 slide deck, but I also jump into the back office. I show them the iPad. But yeah, it can be, I need to focus on the storytelling, but also closing a little bit sooner because sometimes it's like, okay, we've done the big demo. Now let me do the big email and then have a week to think about it. And so I'm actually trying to shorten the sales cycle by like, yeah, understanding kind of like what you're talking about is like painting that picture and getting them that sense of urgency because it can feel like a
Mm.
big deal changing a system like that in a, like I've got, 10-sided groups and things like that. So love to
Are you
hear
making
it.
them an offer on that call too? Because my brain's going berserk right now. I've got something.
Yeah.
Are you like offering them to buy on that call?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I get to the end and I tell them pricing. If it's a group, sometimes I do get the groups where I have to go away and get approval for certain things. But let's just say it's a single venue. I'm
Mhm.
really trying to get to the end of the call and be like, but it's just a big jump from usually where they're at because usually it's just like a booking system, and then you're talking about email marketing, and then you're talking about guest retention, and it can divide their head up a little bit. So.
Are they reaching out to you or are you reaching out to them?
Big mixture. Like I do cold calling, I do drop-ins, I have SDI outbound and SDI inbound. So it's like a
Hmm.
big mixture of different, that's why it's like always changing. And sometimes you're speaking to a restaurant manager versus an owner versus a
Hmm.
operations manager. So a lot of pivoting with the
Do they
storytelling.
know do they know what your services are?
Most of the time, yeah. Seven is pretty well known. Yeah.
Okay. For me, I've never sold SaaS. Well, technically with Elliot Hire, it's kind of SaaS, but like it's not what you're doing. But if I was doing a call for that particular, I would say the frame at the beginning would be the most important thing. Okay,
Mm,
number one, can you see me? Can you hear me? Okay, cool. Well, this is how I like to start off. I have a bunch of stuff, and I can show you everything in detail and go in granular and help you with all this stuff. But at the end of the day, if problems and solutions are not being solved and come up with, there's no reason for us to do business. I'm just being transparent. I've been doing this
mm,
for a long time, but let me ask you this. Where's the bottlenecks in your business? What's the number one thing that you feel if you fix it would solve X, Y, and Z? Help me understand how I could help you, and I'll guide you and show you all the best ways. Because the last thing I want to do is get on here and waste your time and my time. So tell me, like, what's going on with where you're at in business right now, and what's the most important things that you believe that we could help solve? Like, what's number one?
mm,
And then like, oh, I want to do get better with systems. Okay, what do you mean by systems? Like explain to me, like paint a picture where like systems has come up and you haven't had the smoothest processes in place to run that system correctly. Like paint a picture for me what's going on.
mm,
And then you just get them to open up. If you can't figure out like it's called a tangible problem, like a tangible problem that you can solve. One of your offers solves, one of your product solves. I would figure that out because that's what I'm going to sell them. That's what I'm going to sell towards is whatever problem that they have that I can solve with something that
mm,
I have, that's what I'm going to be selling to. I don't want if I have a 12 deck presentation, 12 slides,
mm,
I might only show them the three that they're looking to. They're looking to go. And if they want to see the more, awesome. But I'm gonna number one, an hour is a long time to be on a sales call, right? But that's normal. That's
mm,
normal. Sometimes you just get caught in and you get carried away and it's just like it just feels good. It's like you just have a really good connection. So with
mm,
that being said, if I was you, as soon as I got on the call, I would be figuring out what's the main thing that they need help with that maybe
Mm.
they know or don't know. And
Mm.
some of these guys, they might look at you because you're a female and they're like, yeah, whatever. Do not back down. I don't think you have that problem anyways, but I want them to look at you and be like, this.
Mm.
This is a business. This is a business profession. This is a woman that is a professional in business.
Mm.
And if they don't answer your question, what are you going to do? You're going to ask it again the same way. If they don't do it again, you're going to ask it again the same way.
Mm-hmm.
And the better you get at asking questions, the less you have to ask questions to get the answer.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I love that kind of like positioning at the start. Kind of like Seven Rooms is like a premium system, and we are in a lot of premium venues. So I don't want to come across arrogant, but at the same time, it's like we
No,
take this
you're
call
not
because
arrogant. You're
yeah,
not
like it's a
arrogant.
mixture of that. Like Australia, like it's very different selling in America that is Australia. But yeah, like I don't want to waste your time. Like I do often say, like I wouldn't be meeting with you if there was no value, like there wasn't value that we could bring you, you know, but I do want to get to the end with the pricing and basically it just not even be an issue because the ROI is usually for $1 in Seven Rooms, people make $22 back, like on average. So I think it's just more about that kind of, yeah, not getting stuck in the weeds of like talking about this. I mean, they have to know like the detail, right? But I love that. Yeah. Bottlenecks. Um, yeah, what would that fix? Like I do that at the beginning. So yeah, I love
And how
that.
does it feel for you, Kay, when you get to the call and you make the offer and you know what you have helps with what they need? Has what you know what you have is what they need.
Yeah, it's great. I can sell it easy. Like I really can't sell something I don't believe in. And I worked in hospitality for 15 years, so that
Mhm.
helps me connect with them.
Mhm.
But yeah, no, it makes me feel good that they're actually going to get a solution that
And what I love about that too is you're hitting them right in the mouth right out of the gate, and most people that sell in SaaS are not. They're
mm,
just going through the slides, just
yeah.
like normal people would do. But if you can
Mm,
hit them right out of the gate and truly like paint the vision of like what they're
mm,
there to do, like
mm,
what is something that they're looking to accomplish, and that's what you're going to show them. Because I can sit here like most people and go through the slide deck and show you all the stuff. That's great, but like I'm here to solve problems, right? That's what I do. I take what I do very seriously, and I take your time and my time very seriously. So
yeah.
help me understand what exactly is going on in your business. And
Mm,
if I truly believe that we could figure something out, we'll map out a game plan. I'll show you how we can do business together. Would that be fair? Would that hurt your feelings in any way? No? Awesome.
mm. Yeah, I love that. I think I need to get more comfortable with like being in that story mode and like talking about emotions with somebody that I've just like I can build relationship pretty quick, but like getting to paint that picture and go slow, that's something I definitely need to work on. I think I just build trust pretty quickly, but I think I could do a lot better if I could paint those pictures. And would you do that like earlier on, kind of throughout I guess
I'm
throughout
painting pictures the entire time.
yeah.
I'm painting the entire time.
Yeah. And what about the hook story close? Is where does that kind of fit into the painting pictures? That was on one of Andy's sales videos. Hook story close. So like
It
yeah.
that's every, I guess you say, sales script or sales process is going to be different because there's always a hook. That's what hooks the people,
Mm,
grabbing their attention right out of the gate. Then you're painting the story. Then you go to the close. You could also call it what we did on this call, finding their
paint pic-
desire, painting the picture, reframing them, offering the deal.
yeah,
There's a bunch of
amazing.
different ways to run through it.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot. I'm trying to just take like one and like practice it for the week because otherwise it's just too much. But this has been really helpful. I've taken all the notes down. So thanks,
Good.
Jesse.
You're welcome. Crystal, is that you? Is that what I see in here?
Hey, hey,
There she is.
hey! What's happening in these? I'm sorry, my kids are all over the place, so I'm
I
just gonna
love
have to
it.
put my little camera off, okay?
Okay. Do you have a question?
No, I'm just saying I love you.
Okay.
Miss your
Well, I
face.
love you too. You're
That's
amazing. Let's
it.
go. Anybody else? Anybody else want to pick thy brain, old Jesse Cloud?
I got
All
a
right.
quick question.
Who's that? Is that
Paul.
Paul?
Paul,
There
yeah.
he is. I see you, brother.
So I I build car washes. So my ticket values are, I don't know, anywhere from like 800,000 to like 5 million. So usually my sales process gets drawn out through like a number of weeks, right? There's
Totally.
a lot of
Totally.
aspects. So I do a pretty good job of, painting the picture and selling the story. I even like sometimes will like load them in my plane or my car and take them to like another site and
Yeah, that's
immerse them
super
in
good.
that environment, right? Um, I guess the challenge that I have sometimes is like getting caught up in the stories because you get a bunch of grown men together and it's like playing with toys and it's
Yeah.
like where do I end the story, right? Because some days, I'll get to the point where I just feel burnt out. I'm like, I can only take so much of,
Hmm.
showing different sites and different equipment and whatnot. So then when it comes back to the closing side, which quite honestly, I think usually I've got a process down pretty good now where if I've taken them to the point where I'm taking them to see sites. I'm already on a consulting package. I'm just trying to sell, where I'm billing them hourly. I'm at the point where I'm just trying to sell a bigger package. So I think the question I have is when it comes to painting the picture drawn over a couple weeks, how often should you repaint the picture? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
Yeah, totally.
um, or to keep it fresh in the memory, because it's one thing when you're in there and you're doing, you're looking at things, you've painted the picture and they're sold on it. Some
Yeah.
clients I've had afterwards have they've gone elsewhere or they decide not to go ahead with it at all. And it's like, it's like they lost touch with
If I was you with that, because there's a couple things here. There's a couple things here, Paul. If I was you with that, are you meeting with these people in person most of the time?
yeah, usually off the get go, I do have like a small vetting process to see, who's a tire kicker and,
If that's the case,
yeah.
I always take notes on everybody that I talk with, and I write down like for me, like if like it for me, I'm like a tangible problem that they have that our offer solves. For you, I would figure out their big why behind why are they wanting to buy a car wash? Like what's going on? Oh, they want to have generational wealth for their family. Oh, they want to be able to pass something down for their kids. Oh, their cousin did this and they had a pretty good success. I would be like if you have a CRM or anywhere where you keep track of your clients, I would be putting those key things that they told you that they wanted because when anybody tries to flake or anybody tries to back out, those are the cards that you could pull out of your tool belt to help you reel them back in. And it also, if you're talking to a bunch of people, dude, if you're running a business, dude, I know you got a lot of shit going on. It's hard to
Mhm.
remember all this stuff. That's why it's important to use CRMs to document and put all that data in there. And before you chat with them, dude, just go get a refresher. And if they ever back out, like there's not really any way to be like, yeah, I just gonna hold off for right now. There's no way of like reeling them back in if you don't know what their goals and dreams of what they originally wanted to get a car wash to begin with. I would do that. And then another thing too, this seemed important, so I want to touch on it, is you said when you're getting around a bunch of guys, like, I mean, I'm sure you probably got a family, got a bunch of shit to do, you're running a business. Like, yeah, the conversation is good, but like there's not going to be a deal done today and you got stuff you need to get done.
Mhm.
If it was me, I would I would frame it at the beginning because you don't want to sound like a dick and be like, hey, we got to go right now. Like, I would frame it and I have like framed it at the beginning. Hey, I've got a hard, like, what is it right now? Okay, it's 3:30. Okay. Let's go check this out. I got a hard stop at 4:30. I've got something coming up. So I've got a problem with talking and running my mouth. So if it comes to 4:30, just tell me to shut up and we'll get out of here. Like put it on you. Like I'm the problem, but it's really you got shit to do. Right.
Right, right.
And they're
Right.
they're going to be at the talkers bureau like, dude, I'm a talker right now, but like I know I could talk your head off. So at 4:30, I got to go. So make sure that I'm out of here by 4:30.
Gotcha. Yeah. That's good. Yeah. Appreciate that. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sweet. Well, I guess I'll see you guys' beautiful faces when you're back down here. Jasmine, Paul, Ethan, Aaron, Drayden, Dustin, Alejandro. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Well, I'm about to go do our team training because it started at 5 to 7, but I got the honor and privilege of ripping this call with you guys tonight. So I'm about an hour late. So it'll be okay. All right, fellas and ladies. I'll talk to you guys next time. See you guys.